Hello and welcome along. My name is Eddie and this is my vlog, and today we're going to be doing some more mowing. It is May the 21st and I need to get some mowing done before the end of spring and before we start getting to summer. Today we're going to be doing this field here. Nice big field of grass. Well, actually, I'm looking at the things I'm finding at the moment is that our farm is pretty good as far as access to extra fields and things. So there's a whole field of this miscanthus through here that's been planted. We don't own this. This gate actually tends to be locked most of the time. But if I want to move across and open up another field and buy somewhere, that's a pretty good choice. I don't think, yeah, we don't have access to this field over here, unfortunately. I don't think so. This is accessed from a different way, sort of over. Let's climb up here. There we go. Nice field of alfalfa through here. This would be a lovely field for us, and maybe when we get the farm going a little bit more, we'll look to do that, and maybe look to use that a bit more. But this down here, this is a very, very useful field for us. It allows us to, well, it's basically a great field for us in general. It's a good meadow. It would be a good candidate as well for a field to replant and get some new crops on. But yeah. At the moment, it's doing us well as a grass field, and we're going to mow it as such today. Because, yeah, if we can get this mowed before the end of spring, we're looking at getting 3 cuts out of it before the end of the autumn. And it is fully grown. Unlike when we were doing our cutting earlier in the spring. This should be fully grown now and much better for us. So I'm just going to get the tractor in here. We'll go around the edges first. Unfold our front mower. And I want to unfold our rear one as well. There we go. And these are the new Pottinger mowers that I was that we've replaced the ones that we didn't own with. So they're pretty good. They have a slower horsepower requirement than the ones we had on here before. But a wider span. It's a big advantage of these mowers. That's the right button. Is that they do a full width for a lot less horsepower, and so are actually usable on a tractor like this that only has 190 horsepower. It means we're in a much better position. I have not turned on my front mower by the looks of things. Let's see if that does it. It can be difficult to tell. Nope, we still haven't. No, I've turned everything off now. Right, let's lift it all up. Something's not right with this front mower, I don't think. That is going. I must have, or maybe I didn't lower it. We have had issues with this this before. Yeah, that's taken the backs down. It's a weird one, this. This, the front hydraulics on this can cause issues. Right, let's try this again. Oh, there we go. That has finally gone down. There we go. And if can we do the dual lift to check everything's working? No. Yeah, there's some weirdness going on with front hydraulics on this tractor. I think I need to go and take a look at them. They're not behaving as they should, really. Oh. Really? It can be a real task to get this stuff to work sometimes. Right. Turn that on. Right. Drop it down. I have no idea. Yeah, looks like the front mower is cutting as well. Perfect. We are rolling. Wow. Yeah, it would be useful if we had some kind of indication as to which, as to whether a mower is running or not. At the moment, the only indication I've got is how much dust and dirt and everything is throwing up. Let's get away from that hedge. There we go. But yeah, this grass is looking pretty good. We seem to be producing a decent amount of grass from it. So I'm going to go around, get this cut, and we'll see where we are after I've got a couple of headlands done, I think. Now, here's something interesting. I've just uncovered a pipe. A really, really long pipe in here. Let's get this up. I was lucky that must have been hiding in the grass. Whoa. Oh, I tripped over it. Let's just chuck this out the other side. So I don't know where this pipe came from. That is quite a long length of what looks like slurry pipe. That's just a bit weird. Let's just grab this and get it out the way. Don't want to be running over it. I don't want to put it somewhere where it's going to get lost in the long grass again. We'll just put it along this wall here. Hopefully we can sort that later, but that's a little bit weird. I've done 2 headlands. We're gonna get on to a third and get so that we've got enough space to turn around. Once we've got this done, we can go and hook this up to a windrower and get that done as well. And then the final thing that I want to do today, because it's pretty good drying at the moment, but we don't want to hay off here, is to get this dried to to get this collected up to silage. Now the reason why I don't want to dry it to hay is because we want to get some we want to do that in the summer. We can buy hay bales in at the moment. It's much more expensive for us to buy in silage bales. So I'm going to try and avoid that. And yeah, the easiest way to do that is for us to get grass silage in and done. So that will be good. Cows and sheep are okay at the moment. We are going to have to take a load. Well, we are going to have to purchase some more hay, but that makes sense in the grand scheme of things. We want to try and avoid, as I said, buying the more expensive stuff in and buy the cheaper stuff in. And we actually do have enough fields around here to keep this going and to get a really decent amount of grass silage collected up and to go from there. Let's get this in. I'd like to get this to go straight across here. So what we're going to do is yeah, come into here, lift it up. There's definitely an issue with the front hydraulics here. It's not doing well, it's not lifting it when it should. Interestingly, we'll take this here and then we can come straight out here without having to worry about it. Perfect. Right, so now that we've got a good way into the field done, I think we'll start. We'll cut in and go straight across the middle of the field. That way we can open up some space, keep our position going pretty well, and that looks like a fairly straight route through here. So we'll do that. We don't actually, one downside, of course, on this compared to our T7 is that we don't have any GPS on here. So we're having to eyeball a little bit. But that's not too bad. We just go take a straight line across the field and hope that we are going in the right direction, which seems to be pretty good. And hopefully we've got a good width on that as well. So yeah, let's get the rest of this cut and get the rest of this field opened up. This thin strip should finish off the top half of the field. We'll try and go down the middle of it, and then we can cut into the bottom half over there. And that should give us... It's going to give us a fairly nice amount of silage, I think. We're in a position where it's... let's raise that up. That lower... Yeah, it doesn't lower the back. We're supposed to have a function on this tractor that lowers and raises both together. And yeah, it's being a bit iffy, but I'm working with it. We'll take this side off here because that's a bit longer than the rest of it, and then we'll cut in at the far side of the field. But yeah, I think I need to do some work on this tractor and see what's up with its hydraulics. It's not been playing ball very well. I don't think it's not too bad, and it's got issues I can live with. But it's definitely definitely not behaving itself as I would expect it to. So let's go straight in here, and that is yeah. I'm having to basically do a little bit more work to get it to do what it should do anyway. Trying to make sure that we keep that to a single width cut there. I don't think I've been wholly successful. Yeah, the function is definitely working for these rear ones, but the front one is non-cooperative by the looks of things. So I'll have to keep an eye on what's going on. I would guess a piece of the electronics, rather than it being an actual issue with the hydraulics, I would guess a piece of electronics has gone somewhere. So yeah, we'll get it diagnosed and see what's causing it. I may have been successful in keeping this to a single width. I hope. No, I don't think I have. No, we have got some mist on that side. That's unfortunate. But not hard to clean up, thankfully. And then we just got that little bit down the other side. Lower the front down only to take this out. Which works pretty well. And then a couple of cuts up here. I think it's probably about 2 cuts. And that will get this field finished. And we can get our windrow out. And it's going pretty well. It has it's worked very well, actually. I'm pleased with the speed and swiftness that these mowers have gone. They've been a good purchase. They are the lower end of Pottinger's options as far as butterflies go, and I think they tend to get used a lot in mountainous regions. They're a very alpine piece of equipment, these, and mainly because in those kind of regions you end up using smaller equipment in general, and so yeah, it's more useful to have mowers like this with a nice big width that are able to be run with smaller equipment. Right, let's turn that off and fold it up, and we'll do the same with the rear ones. Because that's done on this field. And they're looking a little bit dirty. We're going to end up... we're going to go and do some more work with these later. We've got another field to do up the top. I'm wondering if... Because we're only using the... because we're only using the windrow we've got over there. I'm wondering if... Yeah, we might be able to use this. I mean, it's got the care wheels on, but that shouldn't be a problem. I'm just hooking this up. Will be fine. Tend to leave the care wheels on this because it does all of our spraying. So it does all of our spraying and our fertilizer spreading. So yeah, we're coming to the end of our wool as well at the moment. Right, I want the windrower, not the tedder. 'Cause if we ted this, it will dry. Well, it's actually pretty dry already. It doesn't. It will dry naturally on its own, but I don't want it to. I want to get this piece of kit out on it. Connect that up and connect everything else. So yeah, we're gonna have to take the mowers off the G190 anyway, because we need to use the big piece of kit to collect up our forage wagon. Right, let's get this out here. Open that up, and I'll go and put the bits on it. There we go, all done. Let's jump back in. Start her up. There we go. Drop it down, and start rowing up this grass. More here than it looks. I will say that. I discovered that it ends up being more than you think it is. But it is working out very, very nicely so far with everything we've done on here. I'm looking at this field. I need to have a good look at this field. See if it needs ploughing up and regrassing. If it does, I might look at converting this to a different type of field, and maybe having something up at field 18 or somewhere like that as a better field for us to put grass in, a little bit away from the farm, and yeah, just next to another one of our grass fields anyway. But I think that's a little bit of a way off. But I'm gonna go and get this road up now, I think, and we'll start. Yeah, once we've got this road up, we can go and start getting it collected and see how much grass silage we can make from it. So this rake is another piece of equipment that we purchased for the farm after we discovered that all the grass working equipment that we thought we'd bought with the farm turned out to not actually be owned by the previous owners, even though they'd apparently sold it to us with the farm. We're still trying to sort out the legal stuff of that. It's a little bit ugly, that, to be honest, but I don't think we're going to get much out. The people who previously owned this farm, the reason why they sold it with everything was basically because the farm was in such dire straits when we took it over. And kind of tends to be a speciality for me is taking farms that are in pretty dire need of a revival and doing it. This being the third one I've done now. Yeah, it's I've never had that kind of issue before. Obviously, the first farm that I worked to redo was my grandfather's, and that was in a pretty poor state when I took that over. But nice to see that yeah, Ballincraig is now, as I said before, flourishing, and we're to the point where we're we're not able, you know, we need to expand, hence this farm. Whereas Scatterbrook was an attempt to try and do something a little bit different, and while we did pull it up, I'm not a pig man at heart, and eventually it was one of those things where I'm going, I love the farm, I love its location, I don't want to do pigs anymore. And yeah, that's when we came back to the sheep and the cows here, and I'm very happy we have. We've been able to invest in this farm really well, and yeah, as a result, it is beginning to turn around. We are beginning to, even after these first few short months. I mean, we've only had this farm less than 3 months. But I'm already beginning to see things turn around, which is very, very good. A lot of that is due to the cows and the milk production. We've got the herd working very nicely now, and they're producing a very good amount of milk. We've managed to negotiate a milk contract that is bringing in a you know, a very reasonable amount of money on a very regular basis. So it's keeping us going fairly nicely as we get the rest of the farm established. Crops are looking good. We seem to have got the right crops into the right field so far. We do have one more piece of planting to do. I've got to the field across the way from us there. That still needs to have its soybeans planted. But that'll happen in the next week or so. By the time we have the next vlog, I would think that we'll have that all planted and done. And yeah, we've got one more field of grass to cut as well. And I want to send all of that to be silage as well, so that we get a good run of silage off this farm this year. I'm very tempted actually, because the cost of silage does us so much better overall, or the amount of, you know, the cost of buying in silage versus the cost of buying in hay, the difference is so much. I'm very tempted to silage all of our grass this year, give ourselves a nice big amount of it, and buy in hay bales as needed. Although our cows are getting through a really decent amount of hay, so it's still going to cost us money to do that. But as I said, because we're treating the cows very well, they're producing good levels of milk, and as a result, that is not a problem for us. Getting close to the end of the field now, and looking at this rowing up, and looking how far, how much there is on here, I can't help but feel that we might be able to squeeze a little bit more out of this field. There's a decent amount of grass here, don't get me wrong, but it does really feel like, as I was saying earlier, the rest of this farm, where it's just that little bit neglected, and so we're going to, I think, looking at this, we might end up ploughing this field up and reseeding it. Whether I do that with crop or whether I do that with grass, I'm not sure. But we should be able to improve whatever yield this is producing at the moment. I don't think it's high enough. I think that there is more to be had. But having said that, we are good. Let's turn that off and turn it off. There we go. And I'll go and take the combs out, and we'll get that folded back up. There we go. Folding it up. Yeah, we take those out so that it goes easier for transport. Just means that they're not sticking out, and everything can fold up properly, and is all good. I want to get this gate open, and then we can get this tractor out. We can then go and take off. We want to take off the mowers and get the forage wagon on. Always fun to reverse this up because it's got a rear steering axle. It's meant for more maneuverability on the field. But when you're reversing, the slightest bit of turn on the front of your tractor, and it can send the rear of this wildly careening off. Thankfully, in my time, I've reversed enough of them to be able to control it. So, yeah, there we go. And that will allow us to get this tractor out of the way. And then we can just get the mowers off the other one. I'm going to park this in here. Like so. There we go. Our ploughing tractor. I do love that tractor. We don't tend to use it much. Well, we don't use it for anything really other than ploughing. So that won't get any use probably until the autumn at this point. But I try and keep an eye on it, try to make sure that it's we keep it all in good condition, of course, because when we want to use it, we want to use it. Alright, let's unplug those. That. Oh. It does have. You need to lower it on the bit first. There we go. Get that off. And yeah, lower it on the 3-point. Otherwise, it falls too far and it just, yeah, it's not good. Put the other one next to it here. Then those are nicely out of the way. So I'm not sure we went far enough over, to be honest. I think I'll put it the other side. I'll be at a slight angle, but not much I can do about that. Right, there we go. Set the PTO. Right, and then we can just reverse this back and go and hook up to our trailer. To our forage wagon, which is going to do this job very, very nicely. Again, this is the new forage wagon we picked up. That as part of our of the new grass equipment, and we'll see how far this goes. And we'll go until it kicks in with its automatic cutoff. Yeah, that is on. Drop it down. And away we go. Perfect. That is working well. One full round of the field, and I think we're almost full. Do you want to go and we're going to shut the gate momentarily so that we can just clear this bit, and hopefully it will get past this bit before it cuts off. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And that is our first trailer full. Now, I'm hoping that this isn't going to clog up like it did last time. We have got drier grass here this time. I definitely picked it to cut when we had a drier period. The stuff we had last time just just was not good. Was way too wet to effectively work with this, and it did kick out. I mean, well, it did clog up, so it clogged up this last time. So we're going to try and get this into the silo this time. I'm hoping it's all good, because if it isn't, I'm going to have to get it dried again. And that means tedding the whole field and then rowing it again and then collecting it again. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. If not, what I'll end up doing, certainly, well, yeah, we'll have to get this cleared out and get it working again. It is a bit, it does seem to be that the sea air here just seems to make the grass act a little bit funny when it comes to the equipment. So I've got my fingers crossed, and hopefully this is all good. But let's get this round. So we come into this one here, turn it around, and hopefully this won't clog it. Nice big pile here. We're gonna get telehandler in here in a bit, but I'm trying to spread this out. Right. Really? We're clogged again. It's just a problem. It really is. But yeah, that's clogged up again, so I'm gonna have to deal with that. It's not check. we've got all our connectors up right. Yeah, all good. And all good. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't have worked, I don't think. But yeah. This is what I was saying about the. Yeah. I'm gonna have to have words with them. This is clogging up and not working as it should. And I think the only way I'm gonna do it is we're gonna have to TED everything we cut to try and get it in here. But it's gonna be a proper pain. As a result, there's not much more I can do today. I'm going to have to go and get the tedder out, ted that grass, hopefully get it dried out a little bit, and then should behave itself a bit more. And then and then I'll be able to get into here. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.